Welcome back, friends. If you watched my previous video, you would have seen me do my everyday look. So this is literally the look that I wear every single day. In this video, I'm going to show you how to dial it up for the evening. So if you were finishing work and going out for drinks with the girls afterwards, or maybe you had a hot date, I'm going to show you how I would spend maybe 10 minutes just touching up my makeup, adding a little bit more drama. I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm going to start off again with my foundation. Alright, running low on the old foundation. This is the Eve Lom Sheer Radiance Oil-Free Foundation. In my previous video, you would have seen me mix it with a beauty oil because I do prefer more of like a natural dewy finish. However, now I'm just going to apply it straight onto the skin without mixing an oil into it because it is the end of the day. I don't use a primer, so I've probably got a lot of natural oils sitting on the skin already. Plus, I'll be going out with the girls, so I do want to mattify it a little bit more than I would for my everyday wear. So I'm just going to go in. The main areas that you need to touch up with, you'll find, is kind of the under eye area, around the T-zone and nose, forehead, and the chin. And then I'm just going to come in with a blending brush. A good palette to use for every day and evening is the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette. It's got a mix of cool and warm brown, suitable for most skin types. And you've got like your lighter colors for day wear, and then you can amp it up with some of these darker colors. I really like these two colors here in the middle, so I tend to use both as like a color wash through the socket, just kind of like mixing them together. So a good way to see how high you want to bring your eyeshadow is to apply it with your eyes open, so you can see exactly where you want to place it with your eyes open. And then I'm going to bring that in underneath as well. So you can see that's added some depth. I'm going to kick it up a notch by using this darker brown through the outer corner for a bit of definition. And you can see I'm just using the same blending brush for that. I'm going to come in with a smudger brush with that same dark brown color just to tie it in underneath as well. Bringing those two colors to meet. Now, if you haven't watched my previous video, you probably wouldn't have seen this palette before. This is a Verivera Eye Quad. I tend to use this every single day. This color as my blush, this color as my highlighter, and then this color I tend to use as a color wash over the eyelid. So I'm going to use this coppery color over the eyelid again, just using the same blending brush. And again, I'm going to use this one to highlight my inner corners. In my previous tutorial, you would have seen that I used a nude pencil. I tend to like that look because it opens up your eyes a bit more, but I mean, if you prefer to use a darker color on your waterline, by all means, go for it. Instead of lining my top waterline, I'm actually going to do it with an eyeshadow and just an angle brush, any kind of angle brush that you have. And I'm just using the matte black from the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press that into the top lash line. I only do the outer corner because I do have quite round eyes, and to make them more of like an almond shape, you want to concentrate on lining just the outer corner there. And if you want, even with an eyeshadow, because this is such a black, you can add a little bit of a flick there. Don't need fancy gel liners. We'll do the same to the other side. Now usually I would use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, but I actually haven't got it out at the moment. So again, I'm just going to use the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette. It just goes to show how versatile this palette is. It's my favorite palette on the planet. Now I'm going to use that dark brown again through my eyebrows. My eyebrows are more of like a dark brown, so I wouldn't use the black. That would be way too heavy for me. So I tend to mix it up between this one and this one, but let's see how we go. Again, I'm just using, what brush is this? Angle. Ugh. Again, I'm just using the same angle brush. This is the MAC 263 brush if you're interested. So I'm going to start off defining the front there with the lighter brown, and then I'm going to taper it into that darker brown at the tail. So you can see that's a little bit more darker, a little bit more defined, which is what we want. Let's go in and do the other side. And once you've defined your eyebrows, just come in again with your clear brow gel to set. And then I like to add a couple more coats of mascara. As in the previous video, I'm using the L'Oreal Super False Lash Superstar X Fibre. So instead of using number 1, which is define, I'm just going to go straight in and use number 2, which is going to add more fibers, more volume, and dramatize that lash. Now, if you wanted to add false lashes to this look, of course, go ahead. You do you, girl. If you love wearing false lashes, do it. I hate putting them on, probably because I'm hopeless at putting them on. I'm a makeup artist, I swear. And then I'm going to come back in with my bronzer to define and sculpt those cheeks. And then I'm going to run that over the apples of the cheeks as well. So I'm using this as my blush and as my sculpting powder. Now for me, I would finish the look by adding the Mecca Lip Delicious Lip Tint. I'm still wearing it from the previous video, so I don't need to touch that up. But I mean, if you had a favorite lipstick that you wanted to apply, go for it. I like to keep it quite nude if I'm playing up the eyes. I like to keep the look quite understated. You know, when you're going out with the girls, you like to make it look like it's taken no effort at all, even though I've been sitting in front of the mirror for the last 3 hours applying 20 different products to your face. But yeah, that's probably where I'd leave it. What do you think?
Do something side swishing with the hair.
Effortless look, you know. I'm going to come in with my iPhone again. Video, there we go. So this is how it looks without the flashy camera. So if you're going to be taking Snapchat videos, this is more along the lines of what it's going to look like. Not like that, because that is a very beautiful camera, isn't it? So yeah, if you're going for a night out with the girls, this is a look that you can do. Like I said, the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette is one of my favorite palettes on the planet. It's also one of the most versatile palettes you can get. But I mean, something that I would definitely encourage you all to do is multi-use your products. You know, if you want to use a bronzer as an eyeshadow, go for it. If you want to use a matte palette as your everyday go-to color, but also to dramatize it, also for your lashes, you could even use some of these colors for a contour if you like. Like, really learn how to multi-use your products so you're not having to go out and buy every single latest new product on the planet. You know, you really get the beauty industry shoving all of these products down your face, saying that you need the latest contouring palette and you need the latest eye palette with 120 colors that you're never ever going to use. But I mean, if you enjoy buying every single product on the planet, then that's your prerogative and you do you. Go for it. Now, thank you for hanging around and watching how I dial up my everyday look by adding just a little bit more eyeshadow to create a little bit more drama. If you've got any secrets, tips or tricks that you would like to share, please leave them in the comments below. And I'd also love to hear, what products do you have in your kit that is like the ideal multi-use product that you use for absolutely everything? It's your savior. Leave it in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time. Bye.